I always pretend the trees are my kids and they are all crying and want my help.
Welcome back to another episode of Steffes Spotlight. I'm Sarah and this is Bryce.
And we're at Wayne Jeans Evergreens in Morris, Minnesota.
You know, we're starting to feel the Christmas spirit, but I really just have one question, Bryce. Do you know how long it takes to grow a Christmas tree?
I don't. Let's go find out.
I'm Wayne Lesmeister, founder of Wayne Jeans Evergreens. My wife and I actually owned a hog barn, and we started selling feeder pigs when we first got married. And we were buying boar pigs from another farmer who happened to be raising trees. And so we kind of got the idea, wow, he's raising trees, maybe we could do that too. Started planting trees in 1995. We started selling our first Christmas trees in 2000. Our farmhouse is got a lot of history, and it was built in 1898. I was born and raised here. My family was 1 mile down the road here north on 59. My great-grandfather actually lived on this farm. When I first purchased the property, it was pretty overrun. We had 8 acres that we wanted to drain. We couldn't drain it unless we planted it all into trees. And so we said, go ahead, we'll plant a whole 8 acres into evergreens, and that kind of helped us get our start also. It basically takes 8 years. In clay, it probably takes a little longer than sand. Sand farms can sell a tree within 5 years. We take about 8 years. They grow a little slower, but I think they're more fuller also, and that makes our trees desirable. Every day is a need to get out. I always pretend the trees are my kids and they are all crying and want my help. They need things, you know, whether it's water or you know, insect control or keeping the weeds down and mowing around them and things like that. So usually when anybody has spare time, we're mowing around them trees and taking care of them. Yeah, my son has always been involved with the farm and raising trees, and then he met Courtney and got married. She's been a big help, and without the both of them, I don't think Wayne and Jeans would survive without them, because it's just so much to do here. We wouldn't have got this big, I guess you could say, without them.
I'm Lloyd Lesmeister. I'm the son of Wayne and Jean. My main duties on the farm during Christmas tree sales are greeting, and then getting trees to vehicles, wrap them if they need to, shake them out, getting everything ready so they're available for the customer to take home.
And I am Courtney Lesmeister. I am married to Wayne and Jean's son, Lloyd. My role here on the farm is kind of the Christmas coordinator, give myself that title. I plan all the extra events that we have out here on the farm, take over the social media, do the decorating, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Actually, growing up on the tree farm, it wasn't my favorite thing to do. And then as time went by, I went to school up at NDSU for animal science. Took a job out in South Dakota and found out that that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. So I came back here around 2017. Yeah, met Courtney, and we've been working here ever since.
When I come to work, Lloyd is my boss, you know, so when we're here, yeah, when we're here, it's really fun to work alongside my husband and my in-laws. My in-laws welcomes me in, have heard every idea I've had, and they've let me run with it. So that's been super awesome. Obviously it comes with, you know, a little challenging, but we just remember that no matter how frustrated or how busy and exhausted we are, at the end of the day, we go home and we shake it off and we're family again, you know, so. I
know for me and Wayne, we work together every day of the year pretty much, from the tree spading end of it to the planting to the Christmas end. And I know for us, it helps a lot that we're doing different things almost every week throughout the spring and the summer and fall. So that helps to kind of spread it out. And then Christmas comes along. We've been in it long enough, and everybody's kind of their own leader, and we know what everyone's kind of good at, and they go tackle that task. A project done efficiently, we just kind of know, okay, my wife's on it, it's gonna get done, or my mom's on it, or my dad is on it. So it has its perks as well. Just in the whole leadership end of the whole thing, everybody knows their role and how to do it.
I think it's grown actually a lot here in the last 4 or 5 years. Just a lot more people knowing what we're doing out here, what goes into making our Christmas trees, and just, I don't know, like, they've always had great support at Wayne Jeans Evergreens, but now it's kind of fun to see like our aged friends and families coming out and creating those traditions. And I mean, we have friends down in Owatonna and out in North Dakota, and they come here and visit us, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, and then we definitely have the people from very close into Morris or Chicago or Donley that have just supported us every year.
A couple years ago, I started showing videos of us picking pine cones, you know, off the Frasers and the balsams, and people are like, you have to go through and pick pine cones? Or like the shearing just blew people's minds, like that their Christmas trees just don't grow in the perfect shape. Like we have to go through and help them or guide the trees to, you know, make beautiful Christmas trees.
90% of all the work here is done by 4 individuals that live here, and then a couple neighbor kids that help out during the summer. So we're a very close-knit operation, and we try and tackle everything we can ourselves, and we take a lot of pride in that and take a lot of pride in our farm.
Some of the events that we've started doing are traveling porch pot classes this year. So what I pack up the truck, pack up all my greens and my porch pots and my decorations, and I've been traveling to other people's homes, garages, shops, businesses, and that's been the main events that I've been doing this year. We also added Santa, and that's been an awesome addition. He was here last weekend, and he'll be coming again this weekend. It just adds a little extra touch of Christmas, I guess. I just absolutely love Christmas. So
Yeah.
When I get to come here and start decorating, and then I know that other people are coming out here to enjoy what we've put so much work into, that's a bonus. Because I mean, we're open for 45 days for Christmas, and we're spending the other 200 and some days making sure that our farm is looking great, the trees are looking great, we're shearing, we're pine cone picking. So just, you know, we worked so hard to get to this Christmas point that's what drives us. When you pull in, obviously you see all the evergreens and you see our big shop, but out there we have the Grinch out there, we have elves, we have Rudolph and a sleigh, and you know, our little red truck. And when they come out here, we want the stress of the holidays to go away and the fun to pick up. You know, we want this to be the best experience of the holidays. They get to come out, they get to walk around with their family, they get to pick out their perfect tree. We joke when they bring the tree up, if they have kids, that we're shaking the squirrels out when we put the tree on the tree shaker, and that usually gets the kids like, what? But yeah, we just want to create those memories, and that's our main goal when they come cut a Christmas tree. Actually, every year we have a couple that comes out and they cut down a Christmas tree and they bring it up and we shake it and get it all ready. And before they leave the farm, they actually put it on top of their car, and it stays on their car for the entire holiday season. They wrap the lights, they do everything, the lights work on the tree, and it's so cool.
Yeah, we also have a family that comes out with the Griswold type of car with the wood grain on the side of the vehicle, and then they come out and they pick the biggest tree they can get their hands on, and they wrestle that thing onto their car.
Some customers have different ideas of what is a nice tree, so we try to accommodate every customer to what kind of tree they want. Some want tall, skinny, some want short, fat, or tall, fat. Some just want, like the other day, we got a lady that requested a Victorian style tree. I asked, what's a Victorian style? And she goes, with hardly no branches and doesn't have a lot of thickness to it. So you can call it a Charlie Brown tree or you can call it a Victorian style tree, but there's all types of trees. So we just try to accommodate all those.
Definitely in our area, we are blessed with a bunch of obstacles that a normal Christmas tree farm, maybe out east or even in Wisconsin, might not have. The wind blows where your face hurts, and we have hot days, and we have drought conditions. So really knowing species and what grows well in your soil is our number one objective. We'll go through and shear that tree and make sure it's ready for a Christmas tree or a house or a yard, but its ability to get through drought conditions, and that also plays a big role. Once those trees are off and running, they'll put a foot on a year pretty easily. And so we come through in July, and it takes most of the month, and we shear each evergreen. Once those trees get to an excessive size, then they're tagged as a landscaping tree. So then those trees will go on to be put in yards, windbreaks, and that sort of thing with our tree spade end of it. So for every tree we cut down, I'd say we plant about 3 new trees. Between death loss and drought loss, there will be 3 additional trees planted for every tree that we cut down.
The favorite part of this business is kind of just telling people the history of this farm. You know, I could go on and on about the history. I mean, right down to where the Indians used to live here, and finding Indian artifacts while I'm digging a tree. Yeah, so there's a lot of history, and I just like telling people the history of this farm.
My favorite part is when you get a new family or a young family that comes out. A little boy or girl gets to pick out their tree, and the excitement on their face, and yeah, just getting to see them make that tradition and experience.
Just watching those new families come out, and if they say, well, we saw you guys on Facebook, or we saw our family came out and then they told us to come, and just helping create new memories and being a part of their holiday traditions is definitely a favorite part for us.
Thank you so much for watching towards the end of this video. We are so grateful for Wayne Jeans Evergreens for sharing their story with us.
Like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
This Christmas, keep it real.
And thanks for coming out to Wayne Jeans Evergreens.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We'll see you next time.